for our great magus, mourning us, the true visits, with deep grief, by breaking belief, we stand as one united, by hiding in plain sight. To see the real glory, Ilvamani we are, by breaking all the walls, indestructible than ever, Ilvamani we are. Stiga, O strong magus, rise the savior of Ilvamani.
Team Ilvamani presenting the case for the Grand CPC. The patient is brought in with a chief complaint of weakness and dyspnea. Now, this mimics the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, maybe? Could it be a viral pneumonia? Let's find our way out of this mysterious presentation.
Salient features regarding our final diagnosis are weakness, shortness of breath, on and off chills and fever, fatigue, myalgia, known history of hypertension, remote history of deep vein thrombosis, splenectomy, pancreatitis due to cholelithiasis, also, osteoarthritis for which the patient had undergone knee replacement, positive result of anti-nuclear antibody test, tachycardia, and slight chest retraction during physical examination.
And now we need to proceed to sorting out some key differential diagnosis for our case. This could be quite challenging.
Differential diagnosis. The first differential diagnosis is community acquired pneumonia. We considered this diagnosis because of the patient's age, lack of precautionary measures, fever, chills, shortness of breath, weakness, myalgia, and we ruled out this diagnosis as there were no crackles or rales during physical examination, no tachypnea, there was decreased tactile fremitus, also there was no cough, chest pain or purulent sputum noted. Pulmonary embolism. We considered this diagnosis because of shortness of breath, weakness, patient's remote history of deep vein thrombosis, splenectomy, and history of knee replacement surgery, as well as fever and tachycardia. We had to rule out this diagnosis as the X-ray findings of pulmonary embolism were not seen in our patient. Ischemic heart disease. We considered this diagnosis because the patient had a history of known hypertension, also the patient's age and shortness of breath. And we ruled out this diagnosis as there was no chest pain or any acute presentation of symptoms. Viral pneumonia, probably COVID-19. We considered this diagnosis because of fever, chills, myalgia, patient's age, history of remote splenectomy, history of hypertension, lack of precautionary measures, chest X-ray findings of bilateral consolidation, and it cannot be ruled out.
Acute respiratory failure.
We considered this diagnosis because of the patient's age, history of hypertension, weakness, dyspnea, history of splenectomy, and it cannot be ruled out.
It's time we reach out to our Thunderbird. He always knows best when it comes to the final diagnosis.
Our final diagnosis is acute respiratory failure secondary to COVID-19. Let's talk about pathological findings. The most common histological findings in ARDS is diffuse alveolar damage, desquamation pneumocytes. There is damage to alveolar capillary endothelium and type 2 pneumocytes leading to alveolar septal edema and the formation of the hyaline membranes.
Coronary artery disease (CAD) is pre-existing condition. It is caused with plaque buildup in wall of the arteries that supply blood to the heart. This causes the lumen of the arteries to narrow over time. This process is called atherosclerosis. The risk factor to develop coronary artery disease in our patient are splenectomy, age of 77, hypertensive, and sedentary lifestyle.
Yes. There is also fibrin deposition within and around the capillaries, which explains the thrombotic pulmonary angiopathy. So, firstly, I will tell you briefly about COVID-19. So, this acronym was derived from Coronavirus Disease 2019, is defined as illness caused by novel coronavirus, now called Severe Acute Respiratory Syndrome Coronavirus 2, formerly called 2019 Novel Coronavirus, which was first identified amid an outbreak of respiratory illnesses cases in Wuhan city, Hubei province in China. Let's discuss about our case. Our patient is a 77-year-old male who presented with weakness and shortness of breath. He had history of fever and chills with no cough. These are very non-specific symptoms and don't point to disease entity in particular. The case also specifies that the patient did not follow proper protective measures and could have been exposed to many sources of infections. With current scenario in the world, SARS-CoV-2 infections is highly likely given in the risk factors present in this patient. The patient was splenectomized in the remote history. Risk factors in this patient: age of 77, hypertensive patient, and history of splenectomy. Let's talk about X-ray interpretation. The X-ray shows consolidation and diffuse bilateral ground glass opacities. This as a result of exudative process because of inflammatory process in the lung tissue. Even though tissue findings can be seen in many other lung pathologies, the presentation and the time of presentation all correlate with the findings of COVID-19. According to a study done in China on radiographic findings, these findings were consistent with COVID-19 diagnosis. According to the post-mortem X-rays, bronchograms of patients diagnosed with COVID-19 were noted in addition to the before mentioned findings.
Let's understand the pathophysiology of our main diagnosis. The pathophysiology of our case is as follows. The patient fails to use protective measures. As a result, the virus enters the alveolar cells via inhalation and binds to the angiotensin-converting enzyme 2 receptors present on them. The coronavirus envelope fuses with the cell membrane and the RNA is injected into the cell. This RNA in turn gives rise to more viruses, replication occurs, and then finally those viruses are ejected from the cell, causing damage to the host DNA. There is thus a binding to the pattern recognition receptors. This inflammatory response further causes the release of damage-associated molecular patterns and cytokines like interleukin beta, interleukin 6, tumor necrosis factor, granulocyte colony stimulating factor, and interferon gamma. These cytokines cause symptoms of fever, chills, myalgia, and weakness as in our patient. This leads to endothelial activation due to direct damage of the epithelium-endothelium barrier, increasing the permeability of the lung capillaries. This leads to exudation of plasma into the alveolar spaces and interstitium, which results in interstitial alveolar edema. The edema produced impairs the gas exchange between the alveoli and capillaries, leading to a severe compromise in the exchange of gas, producing a hypoxic state. Hence, the oxygen supply to the tissues is decreased. The myocardium fails to cope up with the increasing demands due to reduced supply of oxygen. A contributory factor to this is the patient's atherosclerotic process, which is leading to hypertension in this patient. Atherosclerosis is the hardening of the arteries due to the buildup of cholesterol plaques in the walls of the arteries, causing an obstruction of blood flow due to the nature of a narrowed lumen. The very same vessels fail to dilate in response to a decreased oxygen supply. This in turn results in the decreased contraction capacity of the myocardium, causing the patient to eventually succumb to a cardiac arrest, thereby causing the death of the patient. And let's examine the cause of death. The immediate cause of death in our patient is thus due to acute respiratory failure. The diffuse alveolar damage with coronary artery disease being the antecedent cause of death, and the underlying cause of death is due to COVID-19 infection, mostly due to coronary arterial atherosclerosis. thank you all for visiting our world of the fantastic beasts.